A little bit of insight after the first episode. After the end of the first episode, I did a dungeon. I did a dungeon in the Bloodborne zone, Laysom, or whatever it's called. And I was playing on Veteran, as you established from that very first episode. And just like with Remnant 1, I'm not very good. I thought, you know what? I am a veteran of Remnant 1. I'm sure I can play on Veteran for Remnant 2, but I'm just not very good. So, in order to turn down the difficulty, you have to re-roll the campaign, which is fine. Not a problem with that. I'd barely done anything in the Bloodborne zone anyway, so I re-rolled the campaign. I forgot, of course, that the area that you go to is randomized as part of the way they do the campaign in Remnant 2. You can go to one of the 4, 5. I'm not sure yet because I've not finished the game at this particular point in time. I've been to 3 at this particular point. So I got re-rolled to Yaesha. And I was quite excited about this because I went to Yaesha in Remnant 1, and I was really intrigued as to what they changed, what it was going to look like, and so on and so forth. So I sat down after a bit of a sleep because I was getting gone quite tired. It was quite late when I started playing. I went to bed, I woke up feeling fairly refreshed, and I was really engrossed in the game. And I just kept playing. I kept recording, I kept talking about my thoughts. I solved some pretty tough puzzles, which were real kind of brain twisters, and I'm still not entirely sure how I solved one of them, but I did. And in the end, I played almost 5 hours in one go. Now, it's not unusual for me to play a video game for a long period of time in one sitting. What is unusual is for me to not break up the recording. And I just lost track of time. And that should have been fine, because I very specifically use the settings on OBS that record in MKV. And the thing about MKV is that, in theory, it creates the file as you go. So that if OBS crashes, or your computer crashes, or there's a power cut, or whatever, you've got at least up until that section, that moment where everything died. That was the theory. So at the end of this 5-hour session, when I decide, I should probably go and have some lunch and take a break. I think it was lunch at that point in time. I've forgotten. I shut down Remnant, and I stopped the recording, and OBS just didn't stop the recording. It went from the blue stop recording button to the stopping, and it didn't do anything. And I left it a couple of minutes thinking, this is a big file. This is gonna take a while. So I stepped away, and I came back, and it had hung my computer. So I had to hard task manager out and restart Explorer and everything. And I then went back to my projects drive, because I've got a separate hard drive where I store all my recording files. It's a big 2 terabyte drive. 425 megabytes. That latest file was. Now, if you think that the big episode 31 of my Final Fantasy 16 playthrough is one edited and rendered 186 gigabytes, and that's 4.5 hours long, but that's edited and rendered rather than just the raw footage. 425 megabytes versus 5 hours worth of footage. I've got nothing. I've got maybe 2 or 3 minutes tops of that entire play session. So pretty much all of my footage from Yaesha is gone. And I'm really annoyed because my playthroughs of video games are, generally speaking, these are my first impressions. These are my reactions. This is how I was getting on and I was enjoying things and so on and so forth at the time in the moment. And I can't replicate that, by starting a new character and going back and playing that again. That'd be disingenuous. So I have lost 5 hours worth of Yaesha, which I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed it, even though I was kind of frustrated with some stuff. I've never lost this much footage before, and I'm really disheartened. So yes, that is the situation as it stands. So I apologise for this not being a complete playthrough. Not a happy bunny. So apologies, and I hope you enjoy what we do have. Right, here we are in Yaesha. Forbidden Grove. Quick run through. First of all, NPC here. He is covered in mushrooms. He is very pretty. Tells you a little bit about the location and also has some things for you to sell. Forbidden Grove is, as kind of expected from Yaesha, a very pretty place, but you can tell that the root have overgrown it in places. Really gets to show the UE5 lighting engine. A lot of familiar enemies from the first game here. Some of them I think have got slightly updated attacks, but generally speaking they're not too difficult to fight. Obviously I'm running through here on a higher power level character than I originally had, but of course Remnant scales to your power level anyway, so it's pretty decent. Making our way through this as quickly as I can, because I don't really want to make this section any slower than or longer than it has to be. This is already at double speed. I didn't want to speed it up more than that. When we get to this beautiful grove where we can unlock a checkpoint. I obviously can't checkpoint here because I'm being attacked, so I've got to kill the enemies first. Blah, blah, blah. Kill those, get those out of the way. Oh, of course an elite spawns just when I'm trying to do things quickly. This is one of the elites in the zone. Hit the bright glowy spot in their chest. I figured I'd kill everything because A, I want to use the checkpoint, and B, I need the Luminite anyway, because you need that for quite a few things. You can just see at the top of the hill there a second NPC. This is Medra. She is really cool, speaks in riddles, and weirdly enough gives you a personality test. I'm not entirely sure why. I think it helps inform the decision that you're going to make later on about the Ravager and the Doe. Maybe it offers you insight into your character. I don't know. Anyway, we can come through here, and just around the corner here I discovered an altar. This is a crafting altar, and we need a special kind of essence. There's more things than that there, including where you get the book for the summoner archetype. You need 15 Blood Moon essence to get that. No idea how to get it at this point, so I just continue onwards into this little mini dungeon. This is the Lament, and the Lament took me ages. And I do mean ages. We're talking 30 plus minutes here because I kept getting stuck. So the first thing here is that this section is full of traps. They don't actually show anymore, but there's arrow shooting traps, and the way to get past them is to simply crouch down and time it so that you leap over the barriers. You can even see the extra ones shooting up and down there. You can time it so that you can duck underneath them. You can open the gate there with the lever, and down here there's, I think, just random scrap. But down here there's a little side cave.
All right,
not too many enemies in here, but this is clearly where the root has been taking root, if you'll forgive the pun. But down here, past this beautifully lit area, there is a big chasm full floating platforms. You can actually leap across these, and there's a chest and a door at the bottom. I tried the first time and I fell to my death and thought, I'll come back to this, because I'd already got a little bit frustrated trying to figure out, well, how do you get past the spikes and the arrow darts, because I'm an idiot. Up here there is a door. It's one way. You have to come from the other side, so you can't get up there yet, so you have to go through this section. Here we've got a load of tombs from some pan, and we've got a book here which has got a symbol on the first page, and I've just been aggroed, so I need to get rid of the elite here once again. This nice little area, nicely lit. The book has some stories in it. The only important thing on that storybook is the very first page, which has the symbol. The symbol is going to be randomly generated, so take note of it. All of the stories are actually quite nice. Gives some lore, but it's very text heavy, as the lore in this tends to be. So each of these pan has a glowy symbol behind it and a shroud, and you want to find the ones with the correct colour shroud. There will be 4 of them, and behind them on the wall are some glowy symbols. You have to go all the way around here because you need access to the upper tier, which you can only get to if you go round this way. There's no other way of getting to it. Fortunately, there's some elites on the way for me, and as I said, I'm trying to farm the Luminites, so I grab those as I go using the trusty hunting rifle. I actually wasn't planning on using the hunting rifle for all of this, but I also figured, well, I'd try and avoid spoilers for guns that you can get later. Trouble is, in the later section of this very quick whiz through, it's like I need to speed this up because otherwise it's going to take me as many hours as it took me to get through it in the first place. So we can get up here, we can find the last few, and this is the dial that we need to put the symbols on. So you need to find the 4 shrouded things, make a note of the symbols, plug those symbols into the dial, and you can get through here. There's a door on the left, and there's a sarcophagus there. An enemy jumped me. The boss jumped me out of that. I think there was a ring on the end of there, and there's a sarcophagus down there as well. The enemy jumped me, kill the enemy, get a key, and then you need to figure out a way of making progress. Because through here, there's a door, but this door's a one-way door. It doesn't actually open. So you need to find a way down. And in the corner of the room here, this took a while to find, there's actually a drop-down that takes you to a little waterway. If you go up here, there's a ladder and a little hidey hole there. There's also a little hidden room down there. So if you make your way down this way, duck down all the way down here. And down here you will find a storage room, I think it is, key. But I can't remember exactly because I didn't make any notes. Because why would I? Because I had all the footage. Anyway, you need that key. So you take it all the way back. Crouching up there. There's a ladder on the left which allows you to get back up. Do this first. Opens that door there which allows you access to the shortcut. You can go through here, open that door with the key. Up here, over the ledge, and into the buzzsaw room. The buzzsaws, fortunately, have been turned off. They're a pain to get through. You will die. It's one-hit kill. But you get through there, and you can get up to here, and you can find a treasure, which I think is a rod that turns into a key, which is what you use at the bottom of the floating platforms puzzle. But I've actually got the footage of that because I didn't figure that out now. And I'd already spent so much time in here that I thought, you know what? I'm done with this place. I think I've had enough for now. So I just moved on. I'm just going to get out of the dungeon. And we'll continue onwards with the zone. From here, head past the altar once again. And into the other area. You have to go this way. There's no other way you can go. This takes you to a second largish area. The Nameless Nest. It's a big loopy area with a boss at the end, and it takes you round to the second proper area of the game. So very similar structure to how Remnant wanted it. You get an opening area, you get a linking dungeon, you get a second area, and then a second dungeon that links you back round and allows you to open up the world boss. This is a cool floating islands place. There's lots of flying enemies here. I found these guys quite irritating on my first playthrough because I was using the handler at the time, and unless they fly close to the ground, the dog can't attack them, which makes it kind of useless in this situation. So I ended up having to do what I could with my less than stellar aim, shall we say. Make our way up and over past all the elites. It's a cool environment, this. There's lots of little nooks and crannies to find, and I quite appreciated it. But I'll also say that some of the dungeons are quite long or at least they feel longer in comparison to what they were like in the original game. The boss of this area is a giant version of the little flying enemies that we're seeing all over the place. You've probably seen him in the trailer. He's massive, and his arena, he flies up in the center of it, and he breaks it away around you. I can't remember what he's called, because again, I don't have the footage. But he was a fun boss fight, and in fact, the only way of getting to the other side of this now is through this door that you can open up after you defeat him, because that allows you to get up and over the top. But that's the arena there that's broken away. It's a cool fight, actually. I died quite a few times trying to figure out how best to deal with it. But this allows you to link up to the second section of the zone. So here we are in the Forbidden Grove. The Forbidden Grove has got quite a few things. It's a big looping area with a few paths off. I headed round to the right, I believe, first of all. So that's the path I'm going to take here as well. Lots of enemies in this zone. It's proper second zone stuff. It's slightly harder than the first section of the zone. You'll probably notice that my health is regenerating quite quickly. That's due to one of the traits that I've got. I'm not hacking or cheating or anything like that. This is pure legitimate gameplay with my character. But there is a trait that gives you health regen. And combined with the medic, which I'm currently using, I actually get more health regen, which is rather nice. So making our way through here, killing some things as we go, because we are getting a few elites pinging away here. Through here, this door here, blocked. It's one of those you have to open from the other side. We won't be getting that until a chunk later. So we've got to head out this way instead. This note here is important. Make a note of what it says. That's the entrance to the World Boss's lair. That bridge that leads to it, not there to start off with. You need to figure out this puzzle. That's what the note solution does. It won't work the first time, and it took me ages to figure out why. I thought it was bugged. It's not bugged. It just doesn't work until you've done the second half of the puzzle. Is the flautist? I believe it's the same one from Remnant 1. He certainly sounds like he knows what he's talking about from that first game. The actual path forwards, you have to go from the main bit here. You have to go up the steps because we've got to fix the puzzle. As I said, it took me a while to figure this out. So up here, there is another dungeon. You've got to go through this one to get out the other side. But this is a big area with multiple ways. This is the Faithless Thickets. And this is the place that at some point can have a blood moon in the sky. And the blood moon in the sky means that these little pink wisps are going to form. I think I've got some footage on them later. And these pink wisps, you can kill them in one shot and they give you the blood moon essence that you need. The trouble is, the blood moon isn't guaranteed, so you have to keep on zoning in and resetting and zoning in and resetting. At the Wallstone, you don't have to re-roll the campaign to farm these things, and it's took a while. This door is a second shortcut door. It's blocked off. We've got to go all the way through the Twisted Chantry to get to that. As I said, this area is a bit more complicated than the traditional Remnant 1 zone. But if we go up here, this will take us to the second big puzzly area. Here I'm using a spoiler gun. Sorry about that, folks, but my aim's not very good, and this lightning gun kind of does away with the need for it at times. But yes, up here there is the second of the really kind of puzzly, shall we say, sections of here. Obviously they're all randomly generated, but this one's a puzzle one. And it's got an astrolabe in it, which we need to put some shadows and patterns on the floor. And it took me a long time. And if I'm brutally honest, I'm still not entirely sure how it works. I kind of brute forced it. I suspect there are probably solutions on the internet now, but I didn't look them up at the time because I wanted to try and figure it out for myself. And as I said, it took a while. So we've got this astrolabe hanging from the ceiling there, and beneath it there are some shadows on the floor. There's 3 different sets of shadows. There's the symbols, there's the one with the triangle, and there's some circles. I'm pointing here at the doors, and there are some notes all around that show you the combinations that you need in order to... I'm sure there's probably more that I have not found. But this book here tells you the combinations that you need and the symbols on the floor and how you have to line them up in order to open the various doors. Because you can see the symbols there, and they correlate to the doors. So you've got to align the triangle on the ground so it's pointing the right way when you're facing the symbol from across the room. And then you need to align the circles with the right thing on the floor. I'm not 100% on how this works, but yeah, this is just me showing you how the triangle moves. So if we're trying to open that door there, we need the thing pointing the right way, and we need the Ravager, the Doe, and Death circled. So we need to move things around on the floor. It's easier to do the big triangle first, then get the 2 of the symbols lined up, and then to use the 3rd lever to get the final symbol in the right place. Can't see what I'm doing because I've got the summons in the way there. But keep on pulling until only the 3 symbols that you want have got the circle, and then that should open the door for you. I can't even remember what's through here. I suspect it's an amulet or a ring, but you do the same again for the other door over there. I'm not showing the solutions to these. This isn't a solution video. But that's what I went through, and it took me... It must have been 40 minutes to get to that point. That's why the footage that I lost was so long, because it was those 2 puzzles. It was the Lament, which took a good chunk of time, and it was this. Everything else actually is mostly just run and gun and, you know, fight bosses and stuff. The boss of the previous area, the big triangle floating thing, that took 4 or 5 goes because I was being dumb. I think that's some loot stuck in a tree there. But the actual next thing that we face off against didn't take very long at all. So we're making our way up to that bit now. Another elite on the way to kill. Getting some extra loot. Quite an expansive zone, full of these little round things that will ambush you from behind because they are mean. But yes, head our way down to here. This is the Twisted Chantry. This is compulsory. You have to make your way through here to get out to the other side of the area and open up some shortcuts. You can actually see the boss arena pretty much straight away once you get up here. It's just down left there. I realised it was a boss, or at least an enemy, because my reticle turned red over it and I accidentally shot it. But otherwise, this area is actually pretty straightforward. It's a big loop, and you just make your way around it. So head down, down and down and down. Kill some stuff on the way. Had to kill those because they were nicely lined up. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Again, not very exciting commentary here. You can see there was a lift there. So these statues on the left-hand side open up a secret passageway. If you take a look down here, there's some treasure and stuff down there. Again, I can't remember what it was, but you have to shoot the faces of the 4 statues around the side. Not a particularly difficult puzzle to work out. Here's our checkpoint and our boss arena. This boss is cool. he has a big shiny disc thing that he summons, and if you stay in the line of sight of the disc, it will inflict you with madness and you'll potentially go insane and die. You don't want that because death is bad. You'd have to fight it again. So you can use the pillars to kind of hide, but the boss also shoots out some waves of energy which you can roll through. So do that. It only took me 2 tries, I think. Fairly easy to figure out. And then you can get to the other side of the area, back into the Faithless Thickets, and you can get back to, well, you can get to that wallstone, and then behind this wallstone there is the shortcut door, the second shortcut door, I suppose you could say, in the Faithless Thickets, which we can open up, and that allows us to get back to the first half of the zone should we need to. There's a giant bird on top of the tree roots here. He disappears later on, and you can find an amulet on the ground behind him. I don't know what it is that causes him to disappear, though. Something, don't know what. So we can make our way through this kind of second half of the zone. We've got 2 places that we can go to. There's the little pink things. These are the blood moon orbs. And actually, if I look up, I think I've got some footage of me looking up. Yeah, there it is. That's the blood moon. So that needs to be in the sky for these little blood wisp things to appear. And you need 65 or 70 of the wisps in order to get all of the kind of viable things. This area is the Forgotten Field. There's a gauntlet thing at the end, but you don't actually need to go through it. If you talk to the guy that you rescue at the end of the gauntlet a lot, and I do mean a lot, there's probably 10 minutes plus worth of talking through all the different stories and lore, which is quite interesting, but it goes on a little bit. You get an amulet, if I remember correctly. I don't think I use it. I don't know whether I've even got footage of that. I'll check when I get there. Because, you know, I've got probably 15 more hours of the game played since I actually did this section. But I'll check that. So we're making our way back to the first half of the kind of middle zone. We need to go back to the Forbidden Grove. We're almost done. We're almost done with the recap as it is. You make your way through here, and this gets you to the other side of the door next to the... It's the water harp puzzle, it's called. The little music box thing. But if you go through here and go up these steps, if you pull the lever in here, that actually starts the mechanism, and that means that the water puzzle will work properly. But I think I've got footage of this anyway. Opens up the door, gets through here, and we are done and up to date. Don't really know if it's worth doing this anymore. After losing 5 hours of footage. You don't have anything new for us, do you?
You'd return, and yet what a surprise! You stand before Medra, spirit of the natural world, daughter of stem and stream. My sisters and I are the glorious weavers of all wild beauty. When mountain, spring, and sturdy tree trunk take an immeasurable number, Mother Stem and Mother Stream rely on us to sprawl and grow. Though we don't often commune with beasties such as you. Not in this age. Especially not since what happened to Kaeula. A tragedy, beast. Tragedy most cruel.
Oh dear.
Kaeula was fascinated by mortals, by your lives
So am I.
stories. Unlike most of us, she made herself no secret. And you worshipped her with your short lives. Even built her a house. A temple, you called it. The root found her there.
Oh dear.
We godlings are not easily unwoven, however. And it slew her not. But perhaps it would be better if it had. For what remains is no longer the sister I knew. But we hold happy thoughts. Regret only wastes one life with another. By day, a dappled glade of emerald. By night, combine, or so it was before this age of extermination. How Fang and Claw be with you.
Now. What did we need? This book. We needed 15, so I need 3 more. Got everything else we need. Can't remember where we actually found them. Was it in here? Where's my little sheet of paper?
That looks important.
Right. That. Then we skip. And then that. And skip. And that. And that. And that.
This looks important.
Why is that?
This looks important.
Yeah, that's definitely right. So we're missing something.
Holy hell.
Holy hell! I'm already very tired of that voice line. There used to be a way of editing your save so that you could change your character's appearance and stuff. Oh, it's you. It's not. Jeez. Hold on, there's another door over here. Oh, that's you. Sorry, Toggle.
Oh, God. Damn. Is it over?
Oh. Question. Where does this take us? And I could check the map, but what do we have here? The Forbidden Grove. Ah! Other side of that shortcut door. Was kind of expecting something up there, if I'm honest. I do like this new map system. I'm having to say all of my feedback again. Well, feedback, all of my reaction again, because 5 hours. 5 hours of footage lost. So annoying. Right, that's our shortcut door. Uh-huh. So what's up here? Ah, something to get the machine working. New material? Simulacrum. Ah, there's a lever to pull. Now, is this going to mean that when I pull the other lever over here... Is this gonna work? Doesn't look any different to before, but... That sounds good to me. I'm assuming it's gonna magically create a bridge or something. Well, that's not so much magic as physics, but you know. Cha-ching! I have a trait point available. I don't really know. When in doubt. Oh. Don't know where they found these bandages, but they look like they've been through hell and back. Oh. Ravager's lair. Oh. Mm-mm. Hi.
It's been long since I've seen one of your kind. But then, what is time to a god?
Yeah. You think yourself a god?
I think are spread over millennia, and our time here is short. It is your thoughts which concern us. Do you think yourself clever, cub?
I'm a laugh riot.
Your impudence is its own answer. Let me guess. You're here on a quest.
Good guess.
Surprise, surprise. The river's path is fluid and yet irresistible. Obstacles serve to make it grow stronger and clearer of purpose, but somehow no wiser. Walk with me, cub. I will explain.
I'm impressed that we're not just killing him.
Me for dead. That is when they found me and offered me their enlightenment. Blind was I until they opened my eye to the lies of permanence.
The lies of
The
permanence.
feeble empress craves her fruit, tries to guzzle immortality. But all things die, cub. Even gods.
Surprisingly well spoken,
Mastery of death.
the Ravager.
The all
Wasn't expecting that.
And so I offer the choice they offered, cub. Return to the ash from which we all came. Or break the yoke of balance and become eternal.
Huh.
But the bridge between ego and soul cannot be crossed without paying
Oh, good.
toll.
Tolls. Ask not for whom the bell tolls.
Here bleeds the lie. Here mules the old order. Kill it. The door, and we shall seal our pact. Do it, cub.
Can I
Me in glory.
I can revive it.
Do it, cub. Join me in glory. Coward, you can't run from destiny. Join me. Kill the dome and master every part of the transit.
Oh, shit!
Only the mastery of death lives on,
It's a one-shot.
but indefinitely.
Acquire World Boss's alternate reward.
There will always be death. The doe is dead.
I think I did a bad thing there. I was expecting it to take like multiple hits and for him to cheer us on and then I could turn around and shoot him in the face.
Remember what it takes to profit from the grinding wheels.
Oh, sorry, Doe. Well, shit. Got Ravager's Mark. Increase all damage dealt to bleeding targets. Begin adventure mode at the crystal in Ward 13. Oh yeah, because of course that's him done, isn't it? Strange object. New quest objects. Oh, we've seen bits of this. No, wait. Is this something to do with the labyrinth? That looks like it's something to do with the labyrinth. I'm sorry, Doe.
Go forth, cub.
So we actually got... Have I got a cheap... Whoa! Don't know what's happened there. Defeat a boss in single player without taking damage. Yeah. Did that in a very particular way, though, didn't we? I guess this is the arena. And he would have smashed through a lot of pillars and stuff as the fight progressed. Yoink. Yoink. Huh. A copy of the same book. Oh, I say the same book like you've seen this before. The astrolabe puzzle in one of the places required that book. Okay. Have I got my 15? I have. Okay, I'm going to go to... Where was that? Whoa. Oh, good. Okay, no, never mind. I'm going to such and such a place. I'm coming to the labyrinth. Apparently. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.